Hey gang, this is Andy over at Falco Canine Academy. I am going live from my Facebook, directly from the Falco Canine Academy Facebook page. I don't use it very often. And so what I'm finding odd is that you have the capability of sharing your screen, but you can't go back and forth between your camera and sharing your screen. So some of you have no idea what I'm talking about because maybe you never use Facebook Live, but it is odd because all the other platforms that I use, I can go between my camera and my desktop. But apparently, that's not the case when you go directly from your Facebook page on a desktop computer, strangely enough. So you probably don't even want to see my camera right now because I have one of those things where you bust a blood vessel in your eye. So one of my eyes is all completely red, so it does look a little bit odd. So it's probably just as well that you cannot see me on camera right now. But what I wanted to do, because I'm beginning a few questions lately, people have been hearing about our online training programs and have been wondering what's on the inside. And so I thought I'd go ahead and let you see, take a peek of what's inside, just in case you've not had the opportunity to go there. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link of this page. This is there's a couple ways to get in here, but I'm just gonna do the easy one, which is copy the URL that's at the top and then plug it right here in the comment section. And that is the Falco Canine Academy Healthy Dog Network page, where you can find online training programs of training your dog with love and respect. And as you can see, you can download my book for free, Falco Walking with God and a Dog. It just became a #1 best-selling book in Amazon, so I was really happy about that. You have your day-to-day dog training program, which is going to be expanded upon. There's a few videos in there, but it will be growing here over the next couple months. Dog park etiquette is one of my favorites. It's one of those things that it's a love-hate relationship I have with dog parks, and that is that I hate them, except for I know that a lot of people like to take their dog to dog parks, dog beaches, and that kind of thing. And so I figured that I might as well make a training program that will help anyone who wants to take their dog to a dog park a little bit of a better experience, so that they can actually build the relationship with their dog while training their dog a little bit more effectively while they're at the dog park. Right now it's a very short program, but very effective program, which will give you some really good tips in dog and maybe dog story. It's social time for them, the human being, and in fact it's a time for you and your dog to learn manners, boundaries, rules, just like when you take your kid to a playground and there's other children on the playground and they begin to play with other children. It's a great opportunity to teach your children rules and boundaries and manners and how to play well with others and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of what I suggest that you do here at a dog park. We have our 7-week dog training course, which is there's a lot of videos in there. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking of paring some of them down and then actually putting some new videos in there too. So will be a living program that once you're in there, it's for life. That's $79 right now. All these prices will probably end up going up within this next year as I add more content and take out some of the older content. Since a lot of things have improved since I started this online program, cameras, audio systems, systems of recording, and things you can do with a computer now have expanded greatly. When I first started doing video, it was in 2005, and things have changed a great deal in the 12 years since I started doing a lot of video. Now, 2005 doesn't really seem that long ago, but in the age of computers, it's ancient times back in 2005 when YouTube started. German Shepherd Dog Rescue and Shelter Training Course. It's kind of specifically for German Shepherd rescue people, but it fits into any medium to large breed dog rescue. Whether you're a foster or work at a rescue, I think there's some really good tips for you to understand dog aggression and dog behavior and that kind of stuff. I really did put that together with the German Shepherd rescues in mind, but it will fit into just about anything else. And then I have really an introduction into the healthy dog recipes, which is feeding raw and natural, and some of the misconceptions about feeding raw, that you can't feed dog raw chicken bones, that you can't give your dog an egg, regardless of not just the egg, but the shell too, and then tripe and a bunch of other stuff. And so dogs are carnivores. These are carnivore-related recipes with some vegetables and fruits in there, just to give you some, because people just feel like they have to give their dog fruits and vegetables, which is really probably not the case. However, I did make a bunch of recipes with the ability to, go ahead and throw in some fruits and vegetables, and the rules behind not giving them, say, seeds, for instance, of apples, because they have arsenic in them, and things like that, and skin of grapes and things. So there's information in there on how to feed your dog healthy, but do it in a raw based diet. There's about 5 recipes I put in there. I'll probably end up putting some more in there. I was really hoping to get about 7 to 10, but right now we have 5 recipes, and as we put more in there, it'll just give you more that you can do with your dog. Because a dog like us, a dog should be able to have varied flavors in their food. Would you want to eat the same thing every night? I know I don't. It's hard for me to eat the same thing twice in 1 week, much less every day for my entire life, right? So if you're a dog and you're having to eat chicken kibble every day of your life, it's just kind of boring, right? And so it doesn't take really that much longer to feed your dog raw and natural. It really doesn't cost that much more in the long run, because if you feed horribly, your dog eats horribly, then you're going to end up spending money somewhere, probably in veterinarian bills and long-term health care. So if you just consider that maybe it'll cost $1 or $2 more to feed your dog, every couple of days, in the long run, you'll end up saving money in regard to veterinarian bills. And then your bed bug detection dog training. If you want to train your dog to be a bed bug detection dog, I have the online program for doing that. 2 payments of $125, which is cheap. As soon as I get done uploading some more videos, that price will more than double, because that really is inexpensive. $250 is inexpensive for teaching somebody how to train their bed bug detection dog, and considering the videos that are going to be in there. So just understand that. And then our Train the Dog Trainer course, that too will raise, the price will raise as I begin to put new and updated programming inside that platform too, as I expand on that. Hey, Jerry Litt, glad to see you. Are the recipes available with a link? All ears totally raw, also GSD. Oh, your dog, Yaval. Are there links? Is it available? Are the recipes available with a link? Now, the recipes are in the training program, and I just show you how to make them. And just I talk about weights. Make sure that you get the weight and write it down so that you know, because when you begin feeding raw and natural, it's a completely different way of feeding, and so there is a chance your dog could either gain weight or lose weight because of them eating a better diet. And so it's important in the beginning for you to weigh what it is that you're putting into the bowl, so that you can keep track in the beginning. Because if your dog begins to lose a lot of weight, then you're going to have to really pick up on some aspect of what it is. The proteins, the protein may have to pick up, or the fat content may have to pick up in order to keep the weight on the dog. So, but there's no links, because the videos themselves just talk about the food that goes in there, and there's really nothing to link to. Can budget sales and specials on raw meats. Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, there's a way of really saving money by feeding your dog this way. And does it really take a lot more time? I don't think so. When I don't have a dog now, because I love dogs enough not to bring a dog into my world right now, because I'm never home. And so it would be really wrong for me to have a dog, considering that I'm never home. I'm always traveling somewhere. So, but when I did have a dog here that I was feeding, it really did not. I mean, again, you can maybe open up a bag, scoop the bowl in there and put it down on the ground really fast. That doesn't take any time at all. But just taking a few extra items out of the refrigerator, remembering to thaw them out maybe the day before if you have frozen food that needs to be thawed out. That stuff takes a little bit of time and effort and that kind of stuff, but it's really not that much. Again, if you love your dog and you consider how well fed the dog is going to be and how healthy is going to be, it outweighs the extra time that it takes to prepare the food for the dog. and not too much trouble, Jerry Litt says here, to do raw. It's well worth the effort. It feels funny right now. I'm using, again, I'm going live directly from Facebook, and I have no ability to do anything that I normally can do, because I usually use other apps to be able to do this, and I can see you guys and you guys can see me, and I can gesture and that kind of stuff. So I have no way of turning the camera on myself, and I can't pin any of the well, I can pin the comment, but I can't show it to you as it's coming in. But Jerry says, yeah, not too much more trouble to do raw. It really isn't. And again, if you just outweigh how beneficial it is to the dog, then there's really no reason not to do that. Lula is in her last year of work. Her drive is as high as ever. Her hips a little lacking. She started in 2011. She has been a fantastic dog, especially for her first detection canine. Thanks, Andy. Oh, thank you, Sherry, for saying that. I really do appreciate that very much. Gosh, that's just makes me feel great. Sherry, you're one of the best handlers I've ever trained, by the way. And that's just not, I would say that whether you said anything nice about our training or not. Just really follow directions and just follow through. And it's fantastic. Jerry says probably about the feeding raw. Vet says she is amazing and aging extremely well. Yeah, the feeding a dog the way it's supposed to be fed is just a great way of going at it. So let me go ahead and show you. We'll show you the inside of the Bed Bug Detection Dog membership site, because that's really one of the latest questions I had from somebody to say, well, what's inside there? Before I buy, what is it? What kind of videos are in there? And again, this is a living type of document, I guess, if you could look at it that way, where I'm adding videos all the time. That inside the program, it's broken down into categories. So you have your introduction here as the first category. You've got your basics of bed bug detection category, where there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos, ranging from basic bed bug detection, dog handling. I have classroom where I talk about how to handle the dog, to what else is in here? Final phase of training, block ends, with the basic principles of bed bug detection dog maintenance training. So it's just, these are the basics you need to go before we even start training a dog, that you need to kind of understand about bed bug detection dog handling. And then we get into starting from the beginning, what dogs are best for detection, testing the dog, parts 1, 2, and 3, and then the downside of bed bug training aid. And this is a really important discussion on the training aid in regard to bed bugs, and too deep to go into, but that's an important video. And then here, there's only 2 videos in here now, but there's probably going to end up being 7 by the time I'm done. I'm uploading another video right now, so that'll make 3 by the end of the day, of imprinting the odor, the bed bug odor. And so I'm going to go fairly extensively into that aspect of training a bed bug detection dog, on how to do that, all the ins and outs and possibilities that, things that can go wrong and that kind of stuff, as much as I can. It is impossible to think about everything that can possibly go wrong or right when training a dog. And so just know that I can only do my best and put as much information in there as possible, but you could almost go too far and create too many issues. So I go with the most common things that happen as you're training a dog in imprinting odors, and we'll be putting them in these videos. Some of them are I've already recorded in either Facebook Live, and so those videos are being edited and put into this training program, because some of them were solid gold stuff that was going on. Especially in some of the mistakes that can be made were left in, just because you have to know that mistakes can be made, even by people that have been doing it for 30 years or so. All right, we get into distraction training. Again, more videos will be coming in regard to distraction training, dog training behavior, leash communication, when to use commands, blah, blah, blah. And it just goes on and on, handling skills, and then the business of the bed bug detection dog. There'll be a couple videos added to this too. I have one in there now, and there'll be a few more. So that's in the Bed Bug Detection Dog online training course. Inside the Healthy Dog, here's the one, Feeding Raw Natural. It talks about some of the fallacies about feeding raw natural, details to keep in mind, and decoding the pet food. And this is a report, and that you'll download on. It's actually, I borrowed that from a really well-written white paper that was from the Cornucopia Institute about feeding raw natural. Then about feeding raw chicken, I got a couple of videos on raw chicken, because there's a bunch of myths about that. And then there's their recipes that I put together that I show you how to make for your dog, are right inside there. All right, and so that's feeding your dog raw natural. And again, we'll be adding more as we go along. And then dog park etiquette. This again is a very short one, but powerful video on how to make the best out of going to a dog park. again, the introduction. I got some classroom stuff that's important to know. Where I got my information from was from a training that I did in Boulder, Colorado. Much of what I've learned about dogs and dog parks actually came from police dog training in Boulder, Colorado, where I was put into a position to do what's called the dog walk with about 50 police dogs in muzzle, and how I changed the training to do that a little bit more powerfully. It was just a guess on my part that went perfectly. And very lucky on how that went, and it continued to prove itself as I did it over and over and again after this particular incident in Boulder, Colorado. And then we talked about some of the things about when you get to the dog park and what it is you need to do, and so on. So I think that's again a very powerful yet short program, but powerful and well worth it. So those are all found on the Healthy Dog Network page, plus some of these other training programs. So I just wanted to go ahead and get inside there a little bit and show you what you can find in there. I'll go ahead and go and let's see if I can get into the dog trainer one really quick. Hold on. You're going to see the inside of Kajabi here in just a minute of what it looks like on the inside. Let's see how. Almost forgot how to get there. So hold on. You're going to see a bunch of. This is where you edit all the programs. You go to products. You're going to see there's a heck of a lot more products in there. You see, these are all the products that are possible of getting in our online program. So there's a lot more than what you see in there. It's because some of them I use for special events and other things that are. There's different programs for different things that I do. All right, where is the Train the Dog Trainer program? It is right in front of my face, and I can't see it. Oh, right there in the middle. All of you are probably yelling at me. I can see it. It's right there. So this is the inside, but you see all the videos that I have inside this Train the Dog Trainer program. It's pretty extensive. That's why the price is going to go up, because there's a lot more, and there's going to be some more that are going to be made. Oh, these are not even public right here. I got to take a look at them and see why I haven't made those public yet. So I'm going to be making those public very shortly. When they're gray, that means I haven't made them public for people to see yet. So yeah, it just talks a whole bunch of stuff, and to get into it, it would make this video very, very long. I actually have them in tabs up here because it's a little bit more. It need to be constructed differently because it's just different. There's actually going to be tests after each one of the categories, and so the Clever Hans. I really love the Clever Hans effect, and how that affects dog training and the perception of what you think it is your dog is doing and why they're doing it, when in fact it may not be the thing you think. All right, training techniques and achieving obedience, evaluations. We get a little bit deeper into evaluations as we are on our podcast. All right, so there you go. So that's inside the Training the Dog Trainer program. It's structured differently, so it doesn't show the same on this particular video. So there you go. So again, I am in Facebook Live sharing my screen. I don't have the ability to show my camera, so I can't gesture to you and give you a big smile and tell you how much I appreciate you watching, but I do. Carmen and Jerry and Kaz, I really appreciate. Sherry, again, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that you came on and we're watching as we went through some of these online programs. But again, the link to get there is in the comments. So just look for the link that says the Healthy Dog Network. .mykajabi.com. That is this site that you're looking at right now. All right, that is it for me, and I hope that answered the questions of the people who wanted to see what the programs looked on the inside, so you can make a better decision as to whether or not you wanted to go ahead and purchase access to getting inside. All right, that's it. I have a lot more coming up in the next couple of days, so stay tuned. Make sure and subscribe to the Facebook Live for Falco Canine Academy if you haven't already, and like and share and follow and all the things that need to be done in regard to Facebook. I would really appreciate it if you'd share this on your personal page or your business page, whatever it is that you have that you can share this on. All right, that's it for me. I will talk to you later. Take care. Bye.